You know, some of us have got things to do, Chuck. I was supposed to be on my way to Madripoor. So how's it going? Still bald, I see.
Logan, welcome.
Ah yes, seeing Logan ride a motorcycle is truly a match made in heaven. But regardless, welcome back true believers and all you uncanny X-Men fans out there to another very interesting Marvel's Wolverine related video. And granted, this is going to be a rather short video considering that we only have one particular comic book variant cover to go off of, but it is still extremely intriguing nonetheless. Especially if you take into consideration the circumstances as to what exact type of genre Marvel's Wolverine might be, considering Insomniac Games' previous titles, with that of Marvel's Spider-Man and Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, being completely open-world experiences. But before I get ahead of myself, let me put everything into a better perspective for all of you to properly understand when it comes to this recent news. Because a couple days ago, at the time of this recording, Marvel Entertainment have actually revealed a brand new comic event specifically tailored to Wolverine that is going to be occurring within next year in January and February of 2022. And while it is very cool that Marvel is revitalizing Wolverine in this very intriguing comic series, which by the way, in case you want to know, is titled The X Lives and X Deaths of Wolverine, there isn't a whole lot from this particular comic event, if anything, that does directly relate to Wolverine PS5 as a whole. Except for this one variant cover that was drawn for this Wolverine series by none other than the comic artist known as Mark Brooks, who funnily enough has actually drawn art directly pertaining to a previous Marvel game, with that being Marvel's Avengers. And even though Mark doesn't specifically say that the artwork that he drew for this variant cover for the X Lives and X Deaths Wolverine comic series does relate to Marvel's Wolverine on PS5 in any way, it's kinda hard to refute that it isn't, considering the fact that Wolverine on this variant cover looks almost identical to how Logan appeared within the first trailer. And as Mark went on to state on Twitter by simply showcasing the artwork in full, is that this is a variant cover for X Lives of Wolverine number 3, which is out in February, sharpening those claws the hard way. And based on the several other wonderful pieces of art that Mark has made in the past, it's obvious to say that this piece for Wolverine just looks straight up badass. It's also not completely unknown for Marvel to try and cross-promote their video games and tie them into very interesting looking comic covers for that specific character's comic run. We have seen quite a few variant covers from some of Spider-Man's most recent comics tailored to the advanced suit from Spider-Man PS4, and even some different alternate suits from Miles Morales and his own game. So again, even though this Wolverine comic series and the Insomniac video game aren't connected in any way, shape, or form, it wouldn't surprise me if they were to try and cross-promote both of these items one way or another. So basically, I do bring all that up to say that even though this is a piece of artwork, I do believe this may in fact be what exactly Logan is going to look like within the Insomniac Wolverine game universe. But more importantly is that Logan is obviously riding a motorcycle within this artwork, which may or may not be a particular gameplay mechanic that Insomniac could implement within Marvel's Wolverine, which in turn might mean that it could be a fully open world game, just like what we experienced with Spider-Man PS4 and Spider-Man Miles Morales. Based on the first trailer that we did see for Marvel's Wolverine, it is heavily implied that Logan is somewhere in Madripoor within some point of the game's story. But if this title ends up being another open world game, I could see Insomniac take inspiration from another major AAA PlayStation exclusive of Days Gone, which has heavy emphasis on extremely brutal combat and insanely fun motorcycle traversal. For me personally, I do think making Marvel's Wolverine either a more linear structured experience or an open world one could likely work in either way Insomniac decides to approach it. However, I would be straight up lying if I didn't think that the possibility of freely exploring a certain open world area as Logan on his motorcycle and absolutely go on to fully decimate all your foes in an insane M rating by slashing your enemies to pieces with your claws pretty much sounds like a Game of the Year contender in my opinion. But as we all know at this point, Insomniac had previously confirmed that Marvel's Wolverine is in its early stages of development. But on the bright side, the longer Insomniac takes to fully develop Marvel's Wolverine, the better the experience will be. And I for one just can't wait to see exactly how Logan is going to play like by the time we actually see a gameplay demo of this beast in action. But with all that said everyone, that's the video I have for you today, and please let me know all your thoughts thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think about this Wolverine artwork from Mark Brooks, and what type of game would you personally want Wolverine PS5 to be? A linear one or an open world one? Feel free to let me know all your thoughts, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you did enjoy, and for more Marvel's Wolverine and Marvel's Spider-Man 2 videos like this in the future. And without further ado, peace out.